they was very cheerful how God was impacting her life, also how they was applying what the Bible says in their life, in their marriage, in their relationship, in their families.
Hello and welcome to the Word in Action podcast from Bible League International. I'm your host, Michael Woolworth. Our neighbor to the south, Mexico, is home to 132 million people, and many there identify with traditional and pagan religions, but a growing number are coming to Christ and introducing others to the hope of the gospel. That's true for two friends, Tania and Jacqueline, who each faced tremendous hardship before God brought them to saving faith through the ministry of Bible League. My colleague Jorge traveled just outside of Mexico City to gather their amazing stories, and you'll hear about them on today's The Word in Action podcast. Jorge, you recently visited a little village outside of your native Mexico City there in Latin America. You know, Mexico's a population of 132 million people. Tell us which part of Mexico you visited. Share about its culture, its landscape, and natural beauty, and the people as you experienced it all in your recent trip.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, well, the country, Mexico, is a huge country, right? With a, well, as you say, with a huge population. But this is a small village that it's about 27 miles from Mexico City. But we moved it to this small indigenous village that it's called San Francisco Magu. And this village only have 5,000 people. It's a very small village. And they are growing a lot, and they have a lot of fields of corns, and they have different animals, pigs and sheep, and when you are traveling there, you can smell. it's a food very popular in Mexico that it's called carnitas. That basically is the pork that they boil it up in oil. But it's very tasty, and they do tacos with it, right? So they put a tortilla, they put carnitas, and they put onion and persil, and it's very yummy.
Sounds great.
Yes, and the people there are very gentle, very gentle, and the weather is very cold at the mornings, but at the evening it's more shining, and it's a lot of raining. It's a lot of raining there. Actually, when we was on the trip, we get stuck. Our truck was stuck because it started to raining too much. Like 2 hours with the help of the church at the brothers, we can move our truck and move it out.
Before we talk about you being able to see Bible League at work, Jorge, tell us about the religious environment in Mexico. What religious affiliations do people typically identify with?
Yes, well, the most of people in Mexico, they are affiliated like Catholic religion, but you know the Catholic here in Mexico is very different than the one that is in the U.S. I don't know if your audience knows the difference, but here in Mexico it's more like a cult to idols. It's not the same Catholic church that is in the U.S. Over here is more a cult to idols.
Are people open to the gospel in general?
Yes, they are open to listen up, but when you are trying to move to them or to make to them the choose, they are sometimes they are struggle, but the openness is a lot of it's more easy to start a conversation with someone here in Mexico than in US. So here they are very more open here than there. Yes.
Well, our listeners are familiar with the various programs of Bible League, especially Project Philip, that takes people from, I like to say, a place of curiosity to being captured by the gospel. Jorge, tell us how churches in Mexico are introducing people to the hope of the gospel through programs like Project Philip.
Sure. Well, talking about, they use it a lot, the Project Philip, yes, of course, and also they use we call it EASY, that is the program to the seminary for Planter Church.
Okay.
And the Project Philip, well, this church, and they use a lot of the Project Philip. It's like a foundation of the new members that came from the church from outside. So a lot of churches, what did they do? They started to evangelize some people, and when they came to the church, they start the Project Philip. So that helps to them out to the new believer are being founding in a solid ground, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. What other programs, just while we're on the topic of Bible League programs, before we get into the nuts and bolts of your recent visit, any other programs being utilized there in Mexico?
Yes, in Mexico they utilize that one and the prisons also,
Yeah.
and the material for kids, for youth, the Project Philip program,
Yeah.
and prison, the seminary for building churches.
Yeah, good. Personal testimonies of fellow Christians stick in our hearts and our memories. Jorge, is there one or two people you met on your resource gathering trip there in Mexico that stay in your mind and your heart?
Oh yes, we have a couple of testimonies that are amazing. So it's like it's like two testimony that it's like tangled one with another.
Hmm.
So it's good. The first one is Tania. Tania, uh, she her life with a lot of struggle because she wanted to so hard to have a baby, and she
Hmm.
can't. So she went to Satanist, to a spiritist, and they say to her that she will have that eventually, they put to her some herbs and their stuff, and say to her that she will have a baby, but it will not go to an end. And she was very very sad, every month, because she was looking this baby so bad at first, and every month happened again and again. When she had her period, it was like the voice of the enemy saying, you never have been able to have a baby.
Hmm.
So then she tried to find that with the Satanist, and they say that she will be, but the pregnant will not be an end. So she entered in a depression. She lost the baby. It happens as the Satanist says, and she started to drinking a lot, and started in a depression, and she was like very very down in her life. But suddenly, a friend of her start to preach the gospel with her,
Hmm.
and she goes to the church that we visit, is the church of New Living Word. And she was in love with Jesus, and she entered to the program Philip. She finished the program Philip, and then she takes reaching out the goal, and she was so happy with what got changing in her life that she went to do a manicure. And when she was doing her manicure, she started to share the gospel with this girl called Jacqueline. And Jacqueline, but her side is another huge testimony about the glory of the God, because in she started in a environment with a lot of pain, with a abuser, a father, a broken family. She was with one and another man, and a broken marriage, broken relationship. She was no money. She only rented this place. Actually, she doesn't have nothing to eat, and a neighbor of this little local that she rented sometimes give to her some bread and stuff. So she started her own business doing manicure at that time. And when Tania went to her and shared the gospel, Tania shared with Jacqueline the story of the Samaritan woman. She can feel it that her own, she can feel it that she was that woman, and everyone was telling bad things about her, but the Jesus perspective was very different.
Hmm.
So she believed it in her heart, and she came to the church, and now they both are good friends and members of this church.
Well, I love that. I mean, those are the stories that we're after, right? I mean, complete
Yes.
transformation. People are on fire for the Lord, right? And they want others to know about Him. And so, that's one way that Bible League is being used there in Mexico. Now, do you have any other testimonies you want to share?
Well, it's just like a little bit continuation of this one. Tania, she already got baptized at the end of the last year, and Jacqueline finished her towards to the goal in these couple months. But they are very in love of God and thankful to the Bible Leagues programs. When we was in the interview with her, they was so happy sharing the book of John. They was
Wow.
so happy sharing. Oh, see, yes, and I did this, and I complete this sentence here, and they was very cheerful how God was impacting her life, and also how they was applying what the Bible says in their life, in their marriage, in their relationship, in their families. Now Jacqueline, God gave to her a husband, and she's building a family. And after she went to the Satanist, and all that story was old. After a time that she was at the church, she get pregnant, and
Hmm.
she had a daughter, and I love how this story go to an end, because you know what the enemy, what the spirit it says, that it will cost you the life of your baby, but Jesus does not do that. Jesus give to her for free, and a healthy daughter,
Oh,
and a beautiful one. She's building her family in the church. And the other girl also, God give to her prosper. She's not baking food anymore. She have her own the manicure place, the nail place that she have. It's very popular, and the people of the church go to there, and she can live well.
well, love that. Absolutely love that. Jorge, talk about maybe two or three ways that we can pray for fellow believers in the ministry of Bible League there in Mexico.
Sure. The way that you can help us with your prayers, it's number one, I think, that the people have a solid encounter with Jesus. Because that is, at the end of the day, that is what changed life.
Yeah.
So that they can have this solid encounter, that like Tanya has and Jacqueline has. That kind of encounter is what changed the lives of them. Number one. Number two, at the church they have a need for Bibles. When we was talking with the pastor, the pastor Juan Bosco, when they finished the project Philip, he gives to them a whole Bible. So sometimes they are finishing the project Philip, but they don't have enough Bible. So he have to pray and say, okay, this I she he tell us that one time five people was finished the program Philip, but he only have three Bibles. So he used the wisdom that the Lord has give to him, and he give to them these three Bibles, and the other two people have to wait until the next month to have their Bibles, because this is a growing church. The testimony of this church, I love it also, because because they doesn't have enough space at the place that they are right now, and they are building the church with
Hmm.
their own hands. So the other prayer that it would be great. It could be more finances for the churches, and that they can have the tools that are necessary for the expansion of the kingdom of God, of the Lord.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. As we wrap up, and our time has gone too fast today as far as I'm concerned, but Jorge, how would you encourage our listeners, those families, those churches, those organizations who have an incredible heart for ministry in the region of Latin America and specifically in Mexico? Are their prayers and gifts of support making a difference?
Yes, yes, it making a big difference. So first of all, I want to say thank you for your gift, thank you for your support, thank you for your prayers. Because with the prayers, you are doing like a spiritual wall around the work that all the churches are doing here in Mexico. So first of all, thank you for what you already have done for Mexico, but it is a tremendous country. We talk at the first how millions of people
Hmm.
are here, and also in here in Mexico City. So thank you for all of that. That the I can tell you that every gift that you give is being used in the best way, so that we can reach the people that need it. And thank you for your gifts, and we can see how the gospel is growing here.
Jorge, thank you for those words of encouragement to those who support Bible League and who have a heart for ministry in Mexico and the Latin American region. And I appreciate how you gave us a glimpse into the lives of Tania and Jacqueline, two women whose lives have been completely transformed by the gospel and the ministry of Bible League. Friends, thank you for tuning in and for supporting Bible League International with your prayers and financial gifts in this early part of 2026. Will you follow Bible League on social media? You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. And you can sign up for our e-newsletter and Verse of the Day and learn more about becoming a monthly sower at BibleLeague.org. That's BibleLeague.org. And let us know how today's program impacted you. Email us at podcast@BibleLeague.org. I'm Michael Woolworth for the Word in Action podcast from Bible League International. Thanks for listening.